Hey guys, our next topic is Shigella. Coming to the general properties, they are gram-negative rod-shaped bacteria. They are non-motile, oxidase-negative, non-lactose fermenter. That means they give colorless colonies on McConkie agar and they do not produce hydrogen sulfide on TSI, triple sugar iron slants. Then coming to the virulence factors, they are having enterotoxin, that is lipopolysaccharides, and the second one and most important one is Shiga toxin. The clinical manifestation is that they cause shigellosis, which is characterized by acute bloody diarrhea. And coming to the pathogenesis, we contract infection through food or water which is contaminated with feces, and they are very infectious. That means even 1 to 10 numbers of bacteria can cause infection. Shigella enters the stomach and manages to survive the acidic environment, and then it reaches the small intestine and then enters the large intestine or colon, which is responsible for water absorption. And then reaching the large intestine, Shigella crosses the mucosa by passing through the specialized cells called M cells. And then the M cells passes the Shigella onto a macrophage from which it subsequently escapes, possibly by inducing apoptosis. And then the Shigella then uses its invasins to enter the mucosal epithelial cells from underneath, and it causes actin polymer rearrangements in the cell. This is the figure showing the movement of Shigella. Shigella first enters the intestine through, they passes the mucosa and then enters the M cells, and they are presented to the macrophages and they escapes by apoptosis, and then the Shigella uses its invasins to enter into the mucosal epithelial cells from underneath, and it causes the actin polymer rearrangements in the cell. It results in the engulfing of the bacteria, and then they escape from the vacuole into the cytoplasm, and there they multiplies. And the Shigella are able to move through the host cell to the adjacent host cell by a unique process called actin-based motility. They are moving from one host cell to the other with the help of actin filaments. Shiga toxin enters the epithelial cells of the intestine. After infecting the epithelial cells of intestine, Shigella produces Shiga toxin, and this Shiga toxin enters the epithelial cells and it binds to the ribosomes to inhibit the protein synthesis. Since ribosome is involved in the protein synthesis, they can inhibit the protein synthesis. As the protein synthesis is inhibited, blocked off, the epithelial cells die off eventually. So they are not available to absorb water. The epithelial cells which are responsible to absorb water, as they die off, they are not available for absorbing water. Then the shigellosis causes. Then coming to the symptoms, they produce ulcers on the walls of large intestine. The shigellosis is characterized by bloody diarrhea. Then they cause rectal bleeding. Cramps will be there, and the tenesmus will be there. Tenesmus means the consistent sensation to evacuate bowels when the bowels are empty. In extreme cases, when bacteria enters the bloodstream, fever and eventually seizures may also occur. And in the other complications, the kidney is the main organ to be affected, it is by the Shiga toxin may bind to the endothelial cells of the capillaries in the glomerulus and elicit immune response, which in turn results in the formation of clot in the glomerular capillaries. The formation of clot may result in the glomerular capillaries, and so eventually kidney failure will occur, and it is characterized by the decreased urine output, blood in the urine. And that condition is known as hemolytic uremic syndrome, HUS, hemolytic uremic syndrome. It occurs mostly in children less than 10 years of age. The other organism which cause hemolytic uremic syndrome is enterohemorrhagic E. coli, EHEC. Enterohemorrhagic E. coli also produce a toxin which is similar to Shiga toxin and cause HUS, hemolytic uremic syndrome. The lab diagnosis includes the specimen, it is stool sample, and culturing of the organism is done from the stool sample. And as we said earlier, Shigella gives negative results for almost every tests. So it is easy to find out the organism. Thank you for listening.